Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So I've never reviewed a reverse osmosis system as small and portable as this one. I've reviewed the countertop ones, I've reviewed the legacy ones that go under the sink that have a tank, I've reviewed the tankless ones, I've reviewed RO systems that are actually pitcher that work on an actual filter that you can replace, and I've also reviewed a whole bunch of other water filtration systems. So why did I decide to review this one? Because of its size, its weight, and its portability, and also because although it works with an electric pump, it brings a really big, actually two big batteries that allow you to filter up to 9 gallons of water on one charge. And that to me is the reason why I was like, man, this is a truly portable reverse osmosis water filtration system, one that you can take on the go with you. And if you have a small solar panel, you can actually hook it up to it and have the sun recharge the batteries for another 9 gallons of water. So while I'm unboxing this RO unit, let me tell you a few of the key features it comes with. It has two 6,000 milliamp LiFePO4 batteries that allows it to provide up to 9 gallons of drinking water per charge. Being that the batteries are LiFePO, you know that they're going to last a really long time. The rate of fill is roughly 17 ounces of clean water coming out of it per minute. But I would imagine that the rate of output or the rate of fill could probably depend on how clean or dirty the water source is, or how clean or dirty the filters are also. The RO filter is rated for anywhere between 600 to 800 gallons, and again, depending on how clean the source of the water is. I would say that if you plan on using this for double duty, meaning that if you're going to use it for the house and you're also going to take it out camping, that your filter is going to last a lot longer if you use it mainly for the home, obviously, because your tap water is not going to be full of all of the sediment and stuff like that water from a stream or a creek or a pond would be. Now, the hybrid filters are the ones that catch most of the sediment, and those need to be changed out about every 300 to 400 gallons. And no, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to keep track of the gallons that you are pumping through this machine, because it does come with a light indicator that will light up once the filter needs to be changed, and I'll be showing you that here in a minute. First, when I saw it, I thought it was a toaster. Just playing around, but look at that. Doesn't it almost look like a toaster? But what this is just a handle. Actually, pretty nifty little handles we have right here. And as I mentioned before, this is not a very heavy unit. I think it comes in at about, I think it was like 13 pounds, but it doesn't even feel like 13 pounds. Obviously, this is where the two filters go, your RO and your, I believe they call it a hybrid filter. So one of the things that I can see right now that I would ask that they change is to help out older folks like us. You see these buttons here, I had to actually bring my face right up against these buttons because this is white on white and I can barely even see what these things said. So if they can at least maybe have the letters be the same color as this, like a dark gray or a black or something like that. But this is a very small fix. You can actually fix this yourself with a pencil. I don't even know how this works right now. I'm just showing you what I can see with my plain view. This looks like where you bring water in, okay? One of these is going to be your clean water discharge, and then the other one is going to be your dirty water, the water that's back flushed off of the RO filter that you're not going to drink, obviously. That's what I'm guessing that these are just by looking at them. All right, let's see what came in this box right here. I have no idea what this is, okay? I have to actually look at the owner's manual. That way I don't give you wrong information like I did on that electric screwdriver that I showed you all, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that? It comes with an RO filter. And now some people may want to get a system like this so that they can use at home and also have the availability of the portability of it, of being able to take it anywhere, and that it has a battery that it can run on. So if you're going to be, let's say, using tap water to put through this to bring down the total dissolved solids in your utility water, then these filters are more likely going to last you a lot longer than what they're rated for. What I recommend is that you grab yourself a TDS or a total dissolved solids stick that they sell on Amazon for like $6 or $10, and you can always test your RO water to see how high it's getting, and then you can determine when you want to change out your filters. Obviously, here's the owner's manual or the user's manual. It brings a little bag, which when I actually took the main unit out of the box, I was like, man, I wish it came with a bag, because it only has this handle, but what about to put any accessories? And here's the bag. So we'll take a look at the owner's manual here in a minute. And the bag definitely looks like it's big enough to transport the unit. And here's all of our hoses. And this, I'm assuming, is the hose that you're going to go ahead and drop into the stream, the lake, the pond, whatever it is, and that attaches to the inlet side of this machine. So here it is. All right, so there should be 2 other hoses in here, and that's all there is. This. Oh, it's got a USB, a C to a C. That's good, so you can charge it. That's kind of nice that it comes with that. Tell you the truth, that's a couple of bucks right there. Although most of us probably have 100 of those around the house. So that's all that's in the bag, okay? And this is 2 hoses in one. So remember where I told you that you had an inlet and an outlet? So they made it easy. So there's only one way, I'm assuming, that this can go on here. Look at that. Okay, so let's see if we can put this on. Not knowing what we're doing yet. There you go. So this is on right now. This has got a zip tie, which I'll be cutting off here in a little bit. So out of one of them, I'm assuming out of this one right here, that has a little tiny filter in the end, is where your clean water is going to come out of. And out of this one right here is where your dirty water or your backflush water will be coming out of. So in order to put that on, you just squeeze it on there. To take it off, you just press this right here. Take it off. Pretty simple so far to hook up. Let's take a look at the other side. This side looks like it's simple to hook up too. All you do is you just take this end right here, and you, from what I'm seeing here gathering, you just screw it on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so real quick before we put our filters in, and I figured out what this is for. This will help you put the filters in nice and tight. So our top port here is going to be our USB-C port so that we can charge this. I put a little bit of black on this button right here because this is our on and off button, and this is the button that we're going to want to use the most when we have this machine, because the other 2 buttons are your reset buttons for your RO filter and the reset button for your hybrid filter. Now, if you take a look at these little lights down here, one of them is going to indicate that the unit is running. The other one is going to indicate that you need to charge the unit because it's low on batteries. And then the last 2 is going to indicate when you need to change your RO filter or your hybrid filter. I've got this hooked up to the OUPES 1200, so let's go ahead and plug it in and see at what state of charge the battery is in. All right, so it says that it's charging, and you can see that it's taking anywhere between 12 to 20 plus watts to charge the unit. So we'll go ahead and leave that hooked up all the way until it's done charging, and then we'll do a test with water that just comes out of my sink. And then after that, we'll take it to a friend's house who has a creek or a stream running behind their house, and we'll see how it works there. So while it's charging, let's go ahead and put our filters in. It's very simple, obviously. Take a look. I haven't even put them in, and I can tell it's simple already. So let's do our RO filter first. Right there. And, you know, they gave us this tool in order to make sure it's locked, but you really don't need this tool, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is enough right there. You can tell that it's locked. There's no more that you can go. And here is your hybrid. If you just want to drop it in there and try to find it. And there you go. You can see that they're both in there. Pretty good. And that's it. All we have to do is let this thing charge, and then we can take it and test it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I went ahead and unraveled this hose. I couldn't find anywhere in the owner's manual where it said how long it was, but it looks like it's about 10 or so feet long. Let's see how easy it is to do that. It shouldn't be very difficult. It's just simply screwing it in. But that's how easy it is to put that side on. You can see it's still charging there. And now this side, I went ahead and unraveled this too. This is also looks like it's about, I don't know, probably about one of the hoses. This one right here is probably about 3 feet. This one looks like it's probably about 5 feet. And there is some writing on here. This hose right here, you can't see it. Let me see if you can see this. They can really improve doing these raised letters in a different color than the actual color that's behind it. So I was right. This hose with a little bit of a filter right here, this is your drinking water hose, right? So this is your drinking water side. When you take this down, you're going to look at it. I can feel it. This says drinking water. So you're going to put it in like this. And it's very simple to plug this in. All you got to do, it clicks right in. See that? It clicks right in. If you want to take it off, all you have to do is press the top and bottom, and it comes right off. Well, if there's a little skip in the video, it's because my son just called me to talk for a little bit. But anyways, we're going to be taking the TDS, Total Dissolved Solids. It's going to tell us how many parts per million of anything other than H2O is in this water. So if you can see, there's a button here that says hold, right? It's this first button here. So when I put it in the water, I'm going to press hold so that I can bring it back and show it to you. So it's the button right here on top. So let's bring it in. And I haven't even tested this, so I don't even know what it is myself. Hold. And let's see. Oh, look at that. This is not terrible. Let's see if you can see it. It's 145, which is really not terrible. Anything below 200 is safe to drink. And most water municipalities, like your water utilities, you usually get anywhere between like 100 to 150, 170. 145 is actually one of the better numbers that I've gotten from the water that we get here at the Water Shack, which is what I call it. So usually I'll get around 170 or something like that, but 145 is actually pretty good. Now let's go ahead and see what happens when we put it through this machine. When you go buy a bottle of water at a gas station per se, you're going to look at a ppm of about 50 or something like that. Now, if you buy like mineral water, it's going to be a really high ppm, right? But if you go buy like water that's just regular bottled water that's supposed to be good for you, besides all of the forever chemicals that it comes with, you're going to end up with around 50 ppm or so. So just getting a machine like this or any kind of RO system just to replace the water that you drink that you buy from a gas station is a really great investment and a great idea, because it's going to ensure that you're not drinking all of those forever chemicals that you can't see through that clear plastic on those bottles. And now I'm hoping that this is as simple to operate as what it looks like. This is supposed to be self-priming. So we're going to go ahead and dip this in here. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. And you can see that our light is green. And look at that. We've already got water coming out of here. You can see all the bubbles going through here. So we should be able to see this come out. Let me see if I can bring you in a little closer. I'm not sure if you can hear the water is going through the filters now, but the water is going through the filters. Oh, and I can see water coming from this side. You see this? All right, here's our clean water. Our dirty water is coming out first. There it is. And our clean water has not made it through yet, but it's starting to make it through. You see that? Pretty cool. I really like this design, ladies and gentlemen. I have to tell you that, because of the portability that it offers you. You can take this thing anywhere, really, and it's not that bulky, to tell you the truth. Now look at the dirty water. Now understand that there's a lot of really small bubbles in this dirty water, so it's not that it's that super dirty. But take a look at the amount of backflush dirty water to the amount of RO water that there is. It's about 1.5 times or so to 1, or almost, no, let's say about 2 to 1. So you're definitely going to be back flushing a lot of water if you're using this like for a home use purpose. Now remember that our half gallon here was almost full, and that whatever water we don't see out here, it is probably water that's being stuck in the filters to keep it primed for the next time you use it, or water that's in the system. And there's the rate of water coming out. I think we're going to run out of dirty water right there. But also this is going to fill up right here also. And all we have to do is just turn it off. And then we can taste the water. Well, first we'll check it for our TDS. We'll check this one too, just to see. I'm curious. Let's go ahead and turn it off. And that's how simple it is to turn it on and turn it off. I really like that the self-prime feature worked really, really well. Oh, I hope I don't make a mess here. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm so glad that I ended up turning it off when I did. Okay, so I guess it pushed out some of the dirty water that was left over that it needed to back flush. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that worked great. Let's see what the results say. All right, so let's go ahead and try the clean water first. I don't want to do a TDS of the dirty water and then the clean water so that I don't have like cross-contamination. I'd rather do the clean water first and then do the dirty water. But we're also going to taste this to see what it tastes like. So again, here you go. This is at 145. It's still set on what it was before. Let me see what we have to do here. Off. See, it's back at 0. And here's our hold. So let's go and check and see what it is. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. There's something wrong here. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. 114. That's not RO water. But I'm thinking there's something that I believe I failed to do, and I did not see this in the owner's manual, and I did go through it. I could have missed it. But every other RO system that I've ever reviewed said that you want to go ahead and flush that out a few times before you start your drinking water. So what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and do another couple of these half-gallon containers to flush the system out, and then I'm going to come back with another half-gallon. We'll do the test again. I'll show you the TDS on the half-gallon, then we'll push it through again and see what happens, okay? But before we do that, let me show you what the TDS is on the dirty side, just to compare it. All right, so you can see that it's at 0 again, and this is the hold. I always have to remind myself which one is the hold, because then I turn it off by mistake a whole bunch of times. Let's put it in here. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, this is really dirty. Look at this. What does it say? It's 524, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see that it took a lot of this water right here to make this clean water over there, or what's supposed to be somewhat clean water. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and flush this out, and then we'll do it again, see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I've already flushed this, meaning I went through about 2 of these through the machine. Now we're going to go ahead and see what we get out of it. I'm going to put my inlet in there. And you know what? I figured that what's it going to hurt if I put this in here too, because sometimes this will fill up really quick and I have to stop and start. So I'm just going to throw this in there as well. Let's see what happens. And let's see what kind of ppms we get out of it. Like I said, I've done it a full 2 times in addition to that time that you saw me do it earlier. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Everything's good. All we got to do is hold this button for a few seconds. And we should start running. Let's see what's the ppm of the water that we get out of here. It always seems that at first when it starts off that it goes through a lot of the input water, of the source water, before it actually starts filtering it and throwing our clean water in here. But as you can see, this is working pretty well. And let's see what we're at. One thing that I did fail to show you is that during my last flush, I went ahead and measured the ppms on this, and it was like a 39 or something like that. So it's been coming down considerably since that first one that we got of like 114. But to tell you the truth, 39 ppms for an RO system, I think it's a little too high. Let's see what it is now. Well, it's getting a lot better. Let me put it on hold. Hold it. It's a lot better than what it was before. It's now at a 23. And I think that the more that we use this, the better that it will get. Let's just see. Let's go ahead and run this out. Okay, let's just put there real quick. Let's see what it is. Last one was 23. We got it turned on again. I got to put it on hold. Okay, absolutely yes. The more that you flush it, the better it is. Look at that. That's a 17 in case you can't see that. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to go get rid of this water, and then we're going to start all over one more time just to make sure that we're giving this the best opportunity to work, the best that it can possibly work. All right, so I went and got this water from the water that I used to put in the chicken coop, which is just in a blue barrel outside. Let's go ahead and put these guys in there. And we're going to go ahead and test this one. You can see that it's at 0 right there. Let me put it on hold. What is it? Oh, not too bad. 150. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's turn this on. I always keep forgetting it's a long press to turn it on. Now you see what it means when it first starts. It uses a pretty good amount of water. It's kind of like flushing itself, right? So by now, this would have probably already been full. So if you're putting this in a lake, obviously it doesn't matter because you got unlimited water. But if you're doing this at home, this is how I would do it right here. Get a pitcher like this and get our water and get our inlet and our dirty water outlet in there at the same time. And as you can see now, it's pumping through water that's clean as it's pumping in the dirty water in here. So I would just take the dirty water and look at that. You can see that. That's all of the concentrated dirty water. And of course, that's just little bubbles. That stuff that looks white. But you can see that we're having our dirty water get sucked up from the bottom and our real dirty water stay towards the top so that we can get our best results over here. Let's see what it is. I think it was 17 the last time. So if it's under 20, as far as I'm concerned, is acceptable, but I really prefer my RO water to be under 10 ppms. I think that's optimal, but we'll see what we get here. And we have a pretty good flow rate coming out. That's not too bad at all. I'll be curious to see how it works when we actually take it down to the creek. Okay, let's see what it is. All right, this is it. Now let's see, let's take it off. You can see it's off hold now, it's at 0. Let me put my finger on hold. And we got a 17 again, ladies and gentlemen. Just a second, we're almost out of battery power. I'm not sure if you saw that or not. We're at a 17. I almost ran out of batteries. Good thing I had my OUPES right there next to me. I was able to plug it in. But we're at 17. That's not terrible. Let's see what 17 ppm water tastes like. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it is crystal clear. You can pretty much see everything behind it. And let's see what it tastes like. I would say that 17 ppm water is just as good. I'm not going to taste anything off on it. I'm pretty sure it's going to taste just like plain old boring water. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is just water. And you know what? It's a good thing because that's what you want it to be. Now, remember that bottled water that you get at the store for $2 or $3 a liter have been found to have forever chemicals in them. And one of the things that I really like about having a reverse osmosis of my own is that I can check it myself. So if you do have an RO system or any kind of system, get yourselves one of those TDS pens so that you can check your own water. Now, where I think that the value comes in for this machine is that it's so portable. So let's go ahead and take it down to my friend's house, see if he'll let me stick this thing on the creek that passes behind his house and see what kind of water we get out of there. Now, we've been here before, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be where Gary and Teresa live, and they are the owners of the Fox Alaska gift shop. And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. All of these paintings were derived from pictures that Gary takes. He is a photographer. He calls himself an amateur, but look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Here's some more over here. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gary. This is the photographer that we were just showcasing your work. Gary, how you doing? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Teresa. This is Gary's wife, and this is the Fox Creek over here. And I told Gary and Teresa the last time I was here that they have a gold mine and having this awesome little body of water right behind their yard. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess if you can make it to Alaska, you can have some water as long as you have the RO system from Ityhil. So now what we're going to do is this real quick. We're just going to go ahead and extend the tube that goes into the stream so that we can get some water. Let's see how it comes out. So now let's bring it down to the ground and let's see how good our water comes out. But first, let's do a TDS test on the actual water in the creek. What do you think? I'm going to go down there, I'm going to dip it, and then I'm going to press this button here that says hold, and it'll hold whatever the TDS or the parts per million are when I dip it in the water, okay? And it's actually not terrible. Look at that. That is reading a 61. So this I would consider pretty darn clean water, and it should filter it down really well. Let's see now. There you go, there's our green light. And you can see that it is already disposing of wastewater. And I'm not sure if you can see that the hose there has already filled up, but it's full and it is working. And I know that you can't hear very much because of the creek passing through, but here it should only take about a minute or so before it completely fills the filters, and then we start having fresh water coming out of this side. And there you go. I'm not sure if you can see that. You see that water going through there? Yep. And now we're gonna start getting it in our cup. And that's as easy as it gets, ladies and gentlemen, to have RO water on the go, or when you go hiking or camping, or if the apocalypse happens and you have to get out of town and bug out. It's still running, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going pretty slow, but you can see that we're still producing water. So ladies and gentlemen, Gary's like, hey, I'll take a taste of it right now. I'm like, Gary, don't ever trust your equipment 100%. Make sure you test it first before you take a drink. Let's see what it is. All right, and here it is. It's at 0. I hope you can see that. It's kind of cloudy out here. And, well, let's just press hold. Wait a minute here. There's got to be a malfunction here. Let me see something. It's flashing 0. It can't be 0. Okay, I think I had the hold down. Let me turn it off. This is why my videos take an hour, Gary, because I make all these mistakes. All right, it's on right now. Let's see what it is. Let's put it on hold. And this is actually better than the tap water that I ran through this machine. Now, Teresa, do you remember what I said is pretty good as far as total dissolved solids?
Yes, 20. And
anything below 20, but prefer below 10. Can you read that and tell them what it says?
2.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is giving us a 2 out of that creek. So Gary,
60.
by all means.
And it was 60.
It was 61. And that's just, what does it taste like?
Like when I go swimming?
Like water, right? I mean, it's just water. People expect you to say, oh my God, this is the best water in the world. No, it's just water. It's RO water that has very low TDS.
It's Fox Creek, you know.
Well, that too. Yeah. It's from Alaska. I'm going to start bottling this and selling it as official Alaska Fox Creek water. What do you think, Gary? Yes. $4 for a 20-ounce bottle? Sure. Go ahead and check out the link that I left on a pinned comment and on the top of the description of this video. It's going to have a coupon for $40 off the price that's already discounted on their site. Other than that, thank you very much again. I'm going to try to pronounce it right. Itahil for sponsoring this video by sending me this machine to test out. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.